Let's talk about the YouTube algorithm. Every small creator obsesses over it, yet fears it at the same time. But how does it work? Let me show you. Do you ever find yourself in a deep YouTube spiral? 1 minute you're watching a video about how to make banana bread, and then boom, there it is. The perfect video suggestion. The one that makes you think, oh, you're right. I do want to learn how to declutter my garage at 3 in the morning. How does it do that? Is it magic, or is it the YouTube CEO, Neil Mohan, lurking behind your sofa with a notepad? Although the latter of those is more likely, it's neither. But the YouTube algorithm is really clever. So I have a question for you. In the comments below, what's the weirdest YouTube recommendation you've received, you've watched, and you've ended up enjoying? I'll give you an example, and the title of the video is Delfino Plaza has a 26% unemployment rate. It's an 18-minute video about how many characters don't have a job on a level on Mario Sunshine for the GameCube. It sounds ridiculous, right? It's a video nobody ever asked for, nor needs on YouTube, and yet, once you watch it, you want so much more of it. And thankfully, Any Austin has been making videos like this for years. Oh yeah, I do want to know if power lines are connected to anything on GTA 5. So today, let's pop open the bonnet, that's the hood for my American friends, and find out what's actually driving the YouTube algorithm. This invisible engine that decides what you see, when you see it, and why occasionally you end up watching 7-minute videos on competitive duck herding. We'll keep it simple and look at what the algorithm actually wants, how it learns about you, how it sorts through millions of videos, and how it picks the video that tempts you to tap and watch. And fear not, because there will be some myth busting along the way. Because let's be honest, you shouldn't believe anything you read in the comments, otherwise you'd think YouTube was run in part by the Illuminati and Markiplier's cats. Remember, cats are stupid, they can't do that. First, let's try and clear the fog a little bit. The YouTube algorithm isn't some cartoon villain cackling at you while it buries your videos into oblivion. Although that is a wonderful image, isn't it? Try to think of it more as the world's most relentless matchmaker. Its job? To present videos in front of you, the viewer, that you are most likely to watch, but also, hopefully, and just as importantly, enjoy watching. But why the focus on enjoyment? Well, plain and simple, YouTube wants you to stick around on the platform. Today, tomorrow, next week, for years to come. If you are having a good time as a user of YouTube, you are less likely to throw your device in the toilet as if you're stuck on a level on Candy Crush. And happy viewers equal a healthy platform. So think of it less like Big Brother and more like a really clingy friend with endless video suggestions. And this matchmaker is pretty much everywhere. Your home screen, the algorithm. The up next video on the sidebar with all of those other recommendations, the algorithm. Search results, also to a certain extent, the algorithm. The one place it isn't, funnily enough, is your subscriber page. Because only you are responsible for the incomprehensible mess you've made out of that. But how does the YouTube algorithm know what you like? How does it get so personal? Well, it's time to pull back the curtains. First of all, we have watch history, arguably the most important data set, what you're actually doing on YouTube. Every video you finish, bail on, or rewatch at 1.5 speed is a clue. Love DIY home disasters? YouTube knows. Searching on YouTube. Every how to unclog a sink, tie a tie, and microwave a mac and cheese video is a window into your soul. Likes, comments, shares, dislikes. Press any button on the platform and YouTube takes notes. Clicks. Yeah, it's as simple as that. When a thumbnail and a title show up, that's an impression. But do you actually click? Well, if you do, that's CTR, or as I call it, click temptation rating. That's not going to catch on, is it? Watch time and retention. Did you watch the whole thing or bail at the 30-second mark? This is YouTube's version of a first date. If you leave early, they're not setting you up again with the same partner. And then we have basic info. It'll look at general things like age or region, mostly for trends. But what all of this is adding up to is a digital fingerprint that's going to help YouTube make better guesses about what your next video obsession is going to be. Now then, here's a fun little experiment that you can try to get an immediate but basic understanding of the YouTube algorithm. Open an incognito tab on your web browser and go to YouTube and look at what you're presented with. It literally says, try searching to get started. Start watching videos to help us build a feed of videos that you'll love. So today, literally, YouTube will not take any responsibility for what it recommends to you unless you provide it with some information. It's like walking into a restaurant and the waiter just shrugs and says, get a couple of bits from a buffet. I'll decide what food we serve after you take a few bites. And don't fill up on bread. Now, when you're confronted with this screen, search for something, watch one video, and then watch something else that's suggested, and then go back to the homepage and see what happens. Without even logging into an account and watching just 2 videos, YouTube has painted this canvas of videos that I might be interested in. It thinks I like food. It thinks I like reality TV. It thinks I might be a parent, that I might like to shop, hoard things, and I don't know, this one's a bit of a wild card, but from a small channel, which is a good thing. So if you do ever want to get into the mind of your viewer and find out what the YouTube algorithm is up to, then just try this trick I just showed you. What's this? YouTube only cares about views, viral videos always win. Oh yeah, this is one of these myths I'm supposed to bust. Well, as you've just seen, YouTube has no problem recommending videos that don't have a ton of views on the homepage, which is prime real estate. Viewer interest, average view duration, engagement matters way more than just raw views. And on top of this, even senior people at YouTube have revealed that there is a team dedicated to championing videos from small channels to keep their platform fresh and new.
We really want to make sure that there is a path for new creators to get started. It's a metric we track, how many new creators are succeeding on the platform.
And if we were to follow the logic of the myth, why would a channel that has no views, no subscribers, no videos get any views when they do publish their first video? Alright then, so let's get back to what the algorithm actually does. It's got your taste pinned down like a detective with a corkboard and an overly caffeinated glare. But now comes the next Herculean task, shortlisting from a bazillion videos. Enter stage left, candidate generation, otherwise known as the weirdest round of Britain's Got Talent. YouTube's brain, which you can think of as a neural network, needs to sift through an endless library of videos. And its first goal is to pull out a few hundred videos that might interest you. So this isn't the whole haystack, it's just some of those promising needles. And this is how it narrows down its choices. First, let's talk about the digital doppelgangers. YouTube finds people with eerily similar viewing habits. And when there's more than 2 billion people on the platform, that happens a lot more than what you might think. If you're binging skateboarding fails and obscure 80s cooking shows, it'll see who else is doing the same and peek at what they're watching next. Then it looks at the shared interests, or what you might call the digital word of mouth. The algorithm is asking, what did people like you click on, finish, or rewatch lately? And then the algorithm is going to open up the filing cabinet, pull out your dossier, and check your own habits. In this instance, we're talking about watch history, searches, likes, and I'll just watch one more before I go to bed moments. If you went on a 3-day binge of dog grooming tutorials, don't be shocked if you start seeing a suspicious amount of poodle content.
Grooming poodles is not easy.
And the algorithm can't ignore the current trends that are going on the platform. When something is trending, such as the Olympics, celebrity meltdowns, or whatever new challenge teens are doing this week, it throws those into the mix as well, just in case you are late to the viewing party. And we did mention this a little bit earlier, but the algorithm is always looking for fresh content. And it doesn't just pull from the obvious big channels. The algorithm loves giving smaller, newer videos a chance, especially if people like you have responded well to similar stuff in the past. So yes, your next favourite channel could have started YouTube last week. It's like being at a party with 2 billion other guests, and the host, YouTube, wearing a dainty little bow tie, shouts, "Right then, you lot over there, you all seem to like gardening and epic fail videos. Here's a bunch of overgrown gardens that spontaneously set on fire for no reason whatsoever. Enjoy." In other words, it's not just here's what's popular, it's here's what's popular for your very specific brand of weirdness. And we all have them, right? That's how YouTube shrinks down this ocean of chaos into a manageable shortlist of videos. A few hundred contenders that are ready for the next round. And that's an algorithmic talent show called ranking. What's this? Chicken Fu Young, egg fried rice, spring rolls, prawn toast, and only viral channels get recommended. As tasty as that myth sounds, it's just not true. YouTube is looking for relevance, not just popularity. So if you, as a viewer, are really into niche stuff such as, well, I don't know, underwater basket weaving, yes, apparently that is a thing, YouTube will hunt down those videos even if they are filmed from a pond in a back garden. Alright, so YouTube's got this short list, a few hundred videos picked from your odd corner of the internet. But let's be honest, your homepage can't be a never-ending list of videos or you'd never leave the house. Some of you don't, do you? But how does YouTube whittle all of this down to a precious few that you see at the very top of the homepage? Well, now we reach the end game, ranking those suggestions. This is where the YouTube algorithm rolls up its sleeves and gets brutally picky, and it uses the following evidence to make its mind up. First, we have predicted watch time. For you, and this is the golden ticket. YouTube basically asks, how long will this person stick around if we serve them this video? If you're likely to watch the whole thing instead of bailing after the intro, that's a big fat yes. Next we have engagement signals, and there are a lot of them. Are people smashing the like button, dropping comments, and sending the videos to their friends? If so, that video gets extra brownie points. Then we go back to what we mentioned earlier that busted a myth. Topic relevance. Is this video exactly what you love, or it's just kind of in the same postcode? That's zip code to you Americans. Why on earth you call it a zip code, I have no idea. But anyway, the closer the better. And then occasionally YouTube will just simply ask you for direct feedback. Did you enjoy this video? Asked very Britishly and very politely. These are surveys, and it gives you an opportunity to finally give a video a rating out of 5 stars. These answers will help fine-tune what satisfaction really means. So YouTube mixes all of this ingredients together along with a few spices that they don't tell anybody about to give a video a final score for you and your recommendations. None of us know what these scores are, and if we ever did, that would lead to an exploitation frenzy on YouTube. But anyway, the videos with the highest scores make the top of the homepage suggested videos and search rankings. The rest of the videos left waiting for their big break on somebody else's feed. And of course, they have billions of opportunities to do that every single day. So the next time you see that perfect video right where you want it on YouTube, just remember that it's gone through the toughest talent show there is on the internet. And it was handpicked for your YouTube cravings. And with all of that being said, it's now time for a little more myth busting. Yeah. This myth will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Also, longer videos always float to the top because YouTube wants you glued to the... This is more of a partial myth. It's not about how long your video is, it's how long viewers stick around. An exciting, tightly packed 5-minute video that keeps every viewer on the edge of their seat will always be a 20-minute snooze fest. And remember, some viewers prefer to watch lots of videos that are very short in length. Also, some viewers want to watch massive videos that they can't consume in one sitting and they'll come back to in the future. It's much more about the quality of the watch time rather than the quantity of it. Just pack your title and description with keywords, job done. We've transported ourselves back to 2005 apparently. YouTube is way smarter than your average spam bot, so all of these keywords and tags thrown into the metadata is superficial at best. Now what YouTube do say is that when you first start out on YouTube, providing this metadata may help the video and give you a chance of being discovered in search. But when it comes to actually winning, getting recommended on YouTube, it's all about humans clicking, watching and enjoying content. So see keywords as your entry ticket, but what you do when you perform on stage in your videos is what really counts. Look, if you want to work with the YouTube algorithm instead of constantly fighting with it, focus on these 3 things. Make content you know your audience is likely to be interested in and intrigued by. Engage your viewers so that they stick around in your videos. And if you're watching at this point, I've succeeded in that mission for this video. And possibly most important of all, serve your audience, not YouTube conspiracy theories. But here's the thing. The YouTube algorithm isn't set to read only. No, more terrifyingly...
The CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer.
Yeah, it's constantly changing, evolving, and getting better until it turns on us. And in this video, I discuss some of the recent changes to the algorithm that YouTube employees have revealed that make, in my opinion, YouTube still best in class. Except for constantly pushing us stupid cat videos.